What's going on, y'all? We back again here with King Righteous. The topic today is young G's versus OGs. This is an age-old question. You know, through all different decades, this always comes up. And we about to head to the 2019, so I guess there's a lot of little youngsters that done sprout up some hairs on they ball sack, and want to feel they can challenge OGs, and OGs want to challenge the youngsters. So we're gonna cover this topic today.
Right, man. Because it's definitely a serious topic,
Mm-hmm.
in this day and time.
Right.
Because I was, reflecting on, what I went through as a youngster,
Mm-hmm.
and coming up, and I was having this discussion, with some brothers about the older G's, reaching back to the younger G's.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'll, speak for myself. It's just like the effect it had on me, when I was on the block,
Mm-hmm.
okay? When I was running around or whatever, rocks in my socks and whatnot, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, let's break it down. When you say you was on the block, what particular stage is this that you're speaking on when you was on the block?
Okay,
Like,
that's in my adolescent stage. When
Okay.
I say, as a youngster, adolescent, coming out my teens into my early 20s.
okay,
You know what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah, from like 18 to 21.
Okay.
That's still adolescent.
right,
Right, that stage. It's just like you're trying to figure it out. You're
Mhm.
trying to figure, and if the hustle's in you, you out, you shaking and baking, you moving and grooving, you in the stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You in the shit.
you're trying to
You know,
find
trying
your
to
way
find
in
your
the
way.
world.
And that's what, that's what I mean when I was, on the block. So I was the brother up and down Nicollet and Lake Street and
Mhm.
Broadway and Linden. I
Mhm.
was the one of them youngsters running up and down these streets. Had my hustle. Go to the University of Minnesota. That was my spot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there was a lot happening over there. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? A lot of collegiate stuff.
Right.
I said a whole bunch of extra stuff to get into.
Mhm.
So I mean, you just had to find your way as a youngster. But when OG, someone older than me, 10+ years,
Yeah, at that particular moment,
Right.
Of you coming up.
exactly, they pulled me to the side and
Mhm.
breathed on me. Hey, little shorty. You know what I'm saying? What you doing out here? What's going on?
Right.
And gave me some knowledge, wisdom, and understanding.
Mhm.
So I'm looking at him sideways, not knowing if he's, sincere, or if I should take him, for real, or if he got some trick up his
Yeah,
sleeve.
some type of ploy
Yeah,
or
yeah, right.
something.
He got some type of plot. And I'm looking at him sideways. But every time I seen him, he was 100. He was
Mhm.
consistent.
Right.
So then I started to become more receptive as a young man. Like, okay, let me listen to this man.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And he'll tell me to this day, he's still like my brother. He's an older brother, you know what I'm saying? And he said, remember I told you, you know what I'm saying? Remember I was telling you this? And, when I started grinding or really hustling, making money, he was like trying to tell me to, to put some money away, quit spending it on this, that, and other.
Right.
I wasn't listening. And then now, and as an OG, he reminded me. Remember I was telling you that?
Mhm.
So now that I'm older,
Right.
I reflect on all that. And I said,
Mhm.
man, the OG was right. You know what I'm saying? But I survived. You know what I'm saying? I survived the game. You know what I'm saying? I came of age. And what I mean by coming of age, because a lot of homies that I came up with didn't make it through their adolescence.
Yeah.
Okay? They didn't make it to 21. They didn't make it to 30.
Right. Old age
Okay.
was 25 back in the
right.
day.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't make it to 40. Okay?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And if they did, now it's like a lot of the young G's, that did make it to 40, they're in their 40s and moving up to the 50 and up club. They basically like, oh man, I'm out the way.
Yeah. I
I'm
remember
out
you
the
stressed
game,
that,
you know what I'm
out the
saying?
way, how people use that all the time.
But it's like I look at these brothers who was out there with me, you know what I'm saying? Who, when we was out there 20, 25+ years ago,
Mhm.
it's like, man, we was doing it. It was us that was out here, you know what I'm saying, into stuff.
Right.
Doing things.
Mhm.
So who do you think the youngsters, that was born in the 80s, who do you think the 80s babies was looking up to? They was looking up to us.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we the one who set the stage. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
For them to, be out here wilding. But now for us to come of age, to become 40, 45, 50, and now
Mhm.
to be like, man, I'm out the way. I ain't, I'm staying out these youngsters' way.
Right.
I ain't doing but we're not reaching back.
Mm-hmm.
I have a problem with that.
Right.
Okay.
Because in a way, that can be kind of actually, it could be harmful to
It's
you.
right.
While you taking that type of stance.
Right. So what it really is saying to me, it's counterproductive to what we ever, did for whatever we claim, set we claimed, and whatever we call ourselves represented. It's counterproductive because now you got youngsters out there who don't have any heads,
Right.
who don't have any leaders. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Who don't have any OGs representing what you basically taught when you was a young G, who they were looking up to.
Right.
The baby G's.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They were babies looking up to us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There was our little nephews and nieces playing in the yards. And
Right.
here we are riding good and, hitting the block and having things and whatnot. Yeah. So now they're like, well, this is what y'all showed us. This is what y'all taught us.
Right.
But now we're nowhere to be found. Nowhere in sight. You know what I'm saying? Nowhere to give guidance.
Mm-hmm.
Nowhere to give insight for living. Nowhere to give them, some proper instructions so they can make the proper production, even on what the level they own.
Mm-hmm.
Because
What particular level they are, instead of I'm gonna put the 2 on the 10 and perpetrate my way all the way to the top,
Right.
and that ain't what's up right
right.
there.
So yeah, so it's real, man.
Hmm.
So that's just a little, narrative on my perspective. Coming from a young G now that, I'm an older G. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Now that's my perspective on it, and I sincerely, would challenge the OGs. You know what I'm saying? To get out here and reach these youngsters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think about the youngsters that feel like when you said if you were younger, it would have been an issue with the younger cat you was conversing with. You know,
What was it?
I'm saying even when they were talking about religion, and,
Oh,
saying
okay, right. You're talking about the cat.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, basically, the brother, he's a quote unquote scholar, did his study, his research, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like to be enlightened and have certain knowledge on things, topics, and like our history and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I know they're not religious; they're more black nationalists. You know what I'm saying? But when you um, confuse the two, or when you basically like, well, okay, this is what I'm on, this is what it is, this is the truth, and that's that.
Yeah.
But really, what you're saying is it's just your way or no way.
Mm-hmm.
It's like whatever you've learned is just the ultimate truth,
Right.
and that's not factual
Mm-hmm.
at all. Okay, that's just like these religious um, what you call them?
Zealots.
Yeah, these zealots or whatever, these who got their religious dogmas.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
just say, well, I'm Muslim, I'm Christian, and this our way is the best way.
Mm-hmm.
You got over 1,000 different religions, saying the same thing.
Right.
So it's like, no, that's your truth. That's not everybody's truth.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So yeah, so when these young brothers who have their Egyptology or their ancient history or whatever, and then they challenge our elders. So that's what I'm saying. You're coming from your level of scholarly work, but in all actuality, this path has been laid for you. There was elders who came long before you and laid the same path that didn't challenge, you know, the elders, and that didn't challenge the brothers who set the stage before them.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So what gives you the right as a youngster to challenge your elders? To feel like, well, I'm right and y'all wrong for the way you're presenting it. You feel what
I
I'm
look at
saying?
it like this. A lot of people think, well, it's been a lot of things said, and then you can see it in certain people's families. A lot of people that are OGs or are older, then been messed up on dope, then been incarcerated a long time, so they've been removed from the scene of what's going on right now.
Right.
So they feel, okay, all I got is my peers, people the same age as me or whatever.
Right.
We feel that what's going on now is the thing versus what you went through. That's ancient history now.
Right.
We got so much things now that put us up on things where whatever you got to tell us is really irrelevant.
Right. Well, my take on that, man, is like the elders who've been, I say for us, I use like Marcus Garvey.
Okay.
The brother lived, I think Marcus Garvey, he passed at 50 something, I guess 53 or something like that. Yeah. Khalid Abdul Muhammad from this. There was real, nationalists, outspoken, people, what I'm saying? Marcus Garvey had the Universal Negro Improvement Association, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Back to Africa movement.
Right.
It was a large, movement for black folks throughout the world. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, he was a nationalist in his own right, but he was Islamic. But he captivated the minds of the youth.
Mm-hmm.
I know that because I'm one of the ones that he caught when I was out there in the trenches.
Right.
He's the one. When he came to speak, it was instant magnetic
Hmm.
attraction. You know what I'm saying? And he changed my way of thinking. Instead of me being, in the Ice Cube terms, came from straight gangster black, some straight gangster Mac to straight gangster black. You know what I'm saying? And just like it just became more revolutionary type of a thinker than just more so much as being
Right.
thug minded. You know what I'm saying? So Khalid Abdul Muhammad, he passed at 53.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying, or whatever happened under whatever circumstances.
Right.
But he was real, popular and known in our community.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody knew him, everybody loved him. He had the minds of the youth.
Mm-hmm.
The split became between him and his teacher.
Yeah.
Mr.
Yeah,
Farrakhan.
right.
Okay, so that in itself divided the nation, just like with Elijah and Malcolm.
Mm-hmm.
It was the same scenario, So, but when you got the younger brothers now who say like, well, okay, we see it this way, but as far as the elders, the path that y'all laid, we're not trying to feel that. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to hear. But you got a man like Mr. Farrakhan, I use as an example, because he is the litmus test now for everybody, basically, because this is what society used to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They did it with Barack, they did it with Keith.
Mm-hmm.
They do, using Farrakhan as a litmus test as far as to see if you're qualified or if we can even mess with you.
Yeah.
If you mess with Farrakhan, we don't want to fuck with you. Basically,
Okay.
that's what they're saying.
Right.
So, but now you got these young brothers, who call themselves one of or these young G's, I should say, who call themselves one to unify or enlighten us and get us, they call themselves trying to unify us as a people, but then again,
They're still spreading divide.
Division, divisive, information because you're going against your elders.
Mm-hmm.
Here you got a man who's been putting in work for over 60 years. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a man that's one of our elders. Whether he's Muslim or Christian, whatever he call himself.
Right.
He been putting in work for the liberation and salvation of our people, the best way that he been taught, and that's him being a Muslim and being in the Nation of Islam. And this is from my study, of this man. He been putting in work since he joined the nation in 1955.
Hmm.
You get right.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, this man joined the nation in 1955.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Under Lewis X. He was Lewis Walcott, became Lewis X.
Mm.
Okay? Before he was Farrakhan.
Okay.
Right, that's how deep it is.
Mm.
So basically, the things he's teaching now and and what he's doing is not nothing new. It's just a different day.
Right.
He just evolved from what he was born to be. Basically, he was born to do what he do because he wouldn't be doing it now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So basically, he started doing this when he was a youngster. I mean, if you listen to some of his lectures and he talk about his youth, he'll clearly tell you, I was born for this mission. I was, and so basically for the youngsters, a little babe to come up and say like, Mama or Daddy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Like when how kids want to rebel against the parents. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
Like the kids basically like, you can't tell me what to do. I'm gonna do what I want to do. But this is your parents. They the one birthed you. You can't, they conceived you. They brought you into the world. They took care of you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now you reach the toddler, your teenage, your adolescent stage. You want to tell the parents what to do.
Mm.
You feel it? Yeah, so that's why I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
Young G's versus the old G's from that perspective.
Right. I mean, I feel a lot of people could relate throughout, different, I'll say different dots. Like the late Dick Gregory said, these cities are dots.
And he's another one. Exactly. Late, great Dick Gregory. You know what I'm saying? And I just, me, in my young age, just started to come around to listening to Dick Gregory more.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right. And that goes to show you, right? I don't know everything.
Right.
I'm still learning.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I may sound knowledgeable, but that's just a little bit of knowledge that I have acquired in my life.
Right.
And I have an open mind to learn more.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying? I leave my mind open. I don't say I just, my way is just the way.
Right.
But I know the way I am as an individual, what I'm saying, the things I may carry myself a certain way that I can teach something to people that don't know what I know. I can show them to live a better life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To be more upright, clean themselves up, get their minds, get off drugs. Because I don't indulge in that.
True.
I'm not gonna come with you and be like, oh man, forget all this talking, man, smoke a blunt.
Right. Right.
Man, I got some drink.
Right.
That's not me. You know what I'm saying? There's cats that's like that, but that's not my character.
You're right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I got some knowledge, some information I want to share.
Right.
And I know you got the platform.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying?
Oh, definitely.
So,
the people come in and chime in. Matter of fact, Joe Frank said likes are gonna go up on this one. What's up, cats?
yo, peace.
And then Roscoe said, Roscoe Smallwood said, just checking in. Okay.
Right.
Check in with them comments, I know y'all done heard this many a times,
Right. I mean, this is
some might be young cats out there, some might be old ones, you know.
Right. So yeah, some of the youngsters, if there's some youngsters out there, they need to, if they got some questions, just shoot them out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you feel about the OGs?
Yeah.
Do you feel they're, being,
or the OGs you done encountered, because
Right.
not every OG is the same or on a positive path. We got
Right.
negatives and positives within
Right.
this world.
Right, but I'm saying, like, as far as the youngsters, I want their perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, how they view OGs, period. Just the older cats. The cats they consider pops.
Okay.
Or unk. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right. This cats that
Old school.
Old school, right. You feel me? They can
Right.
look at you, and they know you older than them, so they put those titles on you.
Mm-hmm.
That's not out of disrespect. It's just that you're older than me.
Right.
What's up? What's up, old school? I mean, they say that to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because they see, I may carry myself different. They say he ain't one of these niggas because he carry himself a little different, or he got a different type of mannerism about himself,
Right.
or he may got some gray, got
He's
a little
using
rough.
he's using
Yeah.
all the old slang that
Right.
that my
Exactly.
pops and my grandpops
Right. So,
done use.
What's up, old school? Well, thanks, Unc.
Right,
And
right.
it's just like, so yeah. So I want their perspective on how they view. Do they feel like the older cats is being more receptive to them, or if they just feel like they're negating them, or just basically ignoring them?
Yeah,
like,
disregarding,
disregarding
whatever
like how
they
feel.
got to offer.
That's
or whatever.
right. That's what I need to know. You know what I'm saying? So
Or for some cases, feel that this old cat's hating on me.
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Huh. They might get that too. I remember coming up young, and some old school seem like they don't got the best words to say to you. I always got something that's you could interpret as being negative or something.
Right. I want to downplay you
Yeah.
and whatnot. Yeah. Because I hung around a lot of older cats when I was a shorty.
Mhm.
I was 5 or 6. My uncles and his friends,
Mm-hmm.
they were 10 years older than me, so they were teenagers. You
Right.
feel me?
Mhm.
Here I am hanging with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked up a lot of game.
Huh.
Just being around them as a
Right.
youngster. So.
There's people in there that just listen. I mean, come on. I mean, this platform is for you to comment. You can comment, add your 2 cents, and then we'll run with it. I mean, we'll continuously talk,
Right.
but we want some
want some feedback.
on
Right.
what we trying to lay down on this particular topic. Let's see. I guess if you're female too, you could comment too, because I guess females experience that with other females.
Question, or how they feel about older heads and younger heads,
Like this old female's always trying to hate on me all the time or something, Why them old females always be acting like that, I've seen that some on social media is having a conversation about that, females saying, just because, I'm getting action as a young female, you know, these older females is hating it because ain't really nobody reaching to them because, you know, they don't reach the point where, you know, people, you know, kind of probably stop looking at them or something like that. So it's both sides.
Them is what we call old cougars.
Old cougars.
Yeah, them old cougars there.
Huh. Yeah, it was old cougars back when we was youngsters.
Yeah, they trying to block them.
How you doing, baby? Ooh.
They trying to block them young cheetahs from getting in the way.
What big eyes you have, Grandma?
Right. Yeah, so that's all that is, you know. You know, and I see a lot of that, you know, when I go to the club, all these old cougars. And it's just like, come on, man. You know, y'all got grandbabies at home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to be at home, you know, giving your kids, and you're out here partying with your daughters.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
I can still get it like these young girls. No, baby.
Right.
You need to go find one of these grandpas up in here and cuddle up.
So.
I don't know what's going on. It's slow. Nobody got nothing to say. Usually when we be talking about something else, then it be getting the other kind of comments coming in. It ain't no comments really. Yeah, it's a Tuesday. I guess people's like, hey, we ain't in on this one on a Tuesday. But hey, it'll be for the replay. Even if ain't nobody's commenting, you know, they'll catch the replay in here. Okay, this is what they were talking about. Young G's versus OGs, you know.
Right.
It forever plays out in every decade, you know. That made me think, you know, when it hits 2020 and we start going through the 2020s, what will it be like? You know, what will the issue be then? You know, you think back in I don't really. It's like these these 2000s have been kind of so far. It ain't really been too much change now. In the 90s it was something different. In the 80s it was something different. You know. But what will it be when we hit them 2020 ranges? I mean, it always be something. Okay, this young dude is getting all the young females, and I can't catch them like I used to catch them. That type of you know, that type of funk.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, it's a different level of the game now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what I'm looking at it as. It's not so much that we can't catch them. It's just that we're not in the circles they're in, and we're not doing what they're doing. You know, as far as the youngsters, you know what I'm saying? We're not rotating like they're rotating. So, right, if we was rotating like they was rotating, I'm pretty sure if you came out and you was campaigning, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it was as far as, you know, catching the female,
right?
Bam, you put on your campaign uniform, catch them. You might catch them more than the youngsters, you know, because if they like your style and they see that you're more mature, and you look more like a classic man or what, you know, they might gravitate towards that because they may be like, okay, I see this every day.
True.
85% of the time, I'm seeing this type of character, but bam, this is a classic man. He's different. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I look at that. So, but yeah, we can't just run around and holler at, you know, bras like we used to.
Yeah, it's a different kind of.
Yeah, it's a different mentality. It's not happening like that no more. You know, and, you know, so that's why I look at it. You know, and then we're living in more serious times now.
Yeah,
it's not as friendly as they used to, and they're not as receptive to people just hollering at, because you don't know how crazy this cat may be. You feel me?
Yeah, so, but I look at it with social media and everything. It's made people more, what's the word, antisocial.
Right.
It's like I'm free to you know, type all this on social networks or post a little video or something. But actual communication is like...
That's what I'm saying. That's the difference now. From then to now. You're like, the era we come up in, 80s and 90s, it was more hands-on.
Right.
Because we was more, you know, on the block, in the clubs, and doing whatnot.
Yeah, it wasn't these phones.
It wasn't even have this technology.
Right.
So that's where everything became, you know, hands off. Now it's all on internet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's all on Facebook and MySpace and all that.
Snapchat. And all
yeah, so it's no more hands-on.
IG.
So everybody's online. So when you come out in the open, if it's live and, you know, in living color, then it's a problem. Because this shit's real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's lights, camera, action. They ain't on no motherfucking internet. None of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different time now, man. You know, that's why I say I don't trip off that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I just take it in stride. You know, it's real. Take everything in stride. You know?
Right. Let me see something real quick. quiet. I don't know what's going on with these people. People be coming like crazy.
Just like like OG over here. You see?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he has a problem. And y'all probably got what 10-year, 15-year age difference.
Yeah, somewhere like that.
About 15.
Yeah, 15, something like that.
Yeah, 'cause I know he getting in the 60s. He about 60. I mean, right. Yeah, he about 60. But yeah, so his perspective on this, it's just like yours. It's two different perspectives. It's the older perspective. You have a younger perspective.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he tends to have a problem with how you do things.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And and that's what I mean. You know what I'm saying? But and y'all trying to do the same thing, but it's just the perspectives. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So.
Yeah, you're always gonna have that, but then blatant. What's the word I'm looking for? When you know something, but you blatantly ignoring it. To me, that's just blatant ignorance to me, because it's like the reasons why something is, but you just ignoring it because you don't want to own up to whatever it may be. To keep face with whatever you're trying to do.
Right. Right.
Instead of be like, yeah, I did this or whatever, or this is the situation.
Right.
You want to keep up this charade. But to me, that's fine. People live their life in lies all the time. As long as it ain't affecting me, I don't care.
Right. See, it's just like my perspective as a young G, on the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna pop that. I'm not gonna pop pimping and some gangsterism and no. I'm not gonna promote. You know what I'm saying? Pushing narcotics or illegal substance. I'm not gonna
I look at it's enough of that going on right now.
Right.
You can see that all day on there.
I'm not gonna condone alcohol and narcotics. I'm not gonna condone that. You feel what I'm saying? As a younger G, where I'm at, see, I'm at that age of maturity where it's like, well, okay, it's all around us. You see it.
Mm-hmm.
From the youngsters to the older.
Right.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? So now we got everybody out here condoning that behavior or basically glorifying it and promoting it. And it's going to be a continue, just like I said, when we was young G's, we set the stage for the younger ones, the baby G's that was coming up. Because they was looking up to us.
Mm-hmm.
Feel me? So if at my age now, if I was still on that and I was promoting that and then I'm setting the stage.
Right.
This is okay. I'm condoning it.
Yeah, so essentially what you're saying, that would cancel out what you're, trying to say on this tip, because that's counterproductive of, the other.
It's counterproductive to our community and to ourselves, really, because it's really a form of self-destruction, So you got to rise above the negativity and become more positive.
But now I'll say this, because this is kind of touched in the last one we did, is like, some may take that as, well, I can't talk with them because, they don't do this, so they may not understand where I'm coming from. As an OG, he won't understand where I'm coming from because he doesn't participate in this. It's not saying that you never did, it's just that you don't do that now.
Well, it's like this. There's positive, negative, and everything. It's good and bad and everything. But it always says the truth will outweigh a lie any day. You know what I'm saying? So, so it's not so much about can we relate or not. It's just the fact of the matter is this is what the society promotes. This is what it condones. Like you say, you see it all around you. On the television, you can hear about sex, drugs, and violence through the radio, the television,
right,
music, whatever. It's all around you, just in your society. So it's not something that I need to glorify.
Right. I kind of equate it to like this. Remember back in the day, you would have to seek out like porn stuff and things like that. It was Playboys and stuff like that. Now, you can turn on social media, you can see that all day.
Yeah,
it's like you don't even have to seek none of that stuff out. It's there, right, readily available.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So no, I'm not promoting that. And that's the difference between me as a young G and my man that's an older G. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
See, he might be like, yeah, woo, just that, you know,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know how you get down, but it's just like that's not real. That's an illusion. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You know, and everybody that know you, that's what you're talking. But
Okay.
you're really walking it. It's the question. You feel what I'm saying? So, yeah, we know what it was back in the day.
Now let's break this part
Okay.
down. You just said a key word. You said that's an illusion.
Yeah.
What makes that illusion? I mean, I know we kind of touched on it off air. That no, they didn't
Right.
get to hear that when you said
Right.
they're wearing the same old stuff that they wore
Yeah.
from back in the 80s.
80s, right.
But you know, none
Well,
of that's popping in the
it-
18.
Right. That's what that's the illusion. They're talking the talk, but they ain't really walking it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just like you can't just be talking, you know,
If you're not living it.
you know, and you
Today.
on some old, you know, Z shit. You talking about P's, but you dealing with Z's, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So right, so that's what makes it illusion. You know, you talking some stuff like right, you holding on to yesterday, what happened in the 80s, you
Right.
know, back, you know, but that's not what's popping right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And anyone that knows you know it's not real.
Mm.
You know, it's just something you know, you making up.
So essentially, you're popping that to unknowns because they
Exactly.
don't know you.
Exactly. Right. You know, so
The unknowns and don't knows.
so that's why I said I'm mature enough because I don't, you know, seen it all, did it all. I'm mature enough now to be like, well, okay, this is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the 2018, this is what's really popping. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's not about all that. You know, it's about about elevations. You know what I'm saying?
So I say this, okay, with youngsters, entering certain things, trying to find themselves, as you being weathered and seeing things. I won't say OG, but you done seen some things in your lifetime. I mean, what type of path could you open their perspective to? Okay, just like you just said, some people send illusions. Some people, trying to actually, put you up on something that's gonna help you within your journey towards your destiny.
Right. But I'm telling them like this, stay in school and don't be no fool, because one thing about the institutions in this society, see, and that's really the main thing our youngsters got to come to grips with, man. If they know what our ancestors had to go through just for us to be, to get an education, basically.
Mm-hmm. Right.
To be allowed to go to these public schools.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be, in these schools or these institutions getting all they can get. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because once you get an education, that's one thing they can't take from you. They can't take away, the power of your mind.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You get certified, you get those degrees. That's key for you to get, into the corporate world and get into other doors,
Right.
opportunities.
Right.
But if you neglect that, you ignore the fact that, well, I don't need an education, I don't want to do that, that's white man stuff or whatever, then you're really playing yourself.
Right.
You're
You're playing into,
you're playing into, what they want you to do. They want you to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Because, the system has been set up or designed for you, especially as a quote-unquote minority, to fail. Because,
right. I heard like I want to say at third grade level, they already at that particular moment know how many jails to build.
Exactly. Yeah.
For
That's
okay,
just
these people are
basically-
going to be productive. These children are not going to.
That's just basically because of the curriculum they set for the curriculum. Is based on white supremacy.
Mm-hmm.
And black inferiority. So it is already set up for you to fail. Because you're not going to find any interest in it. As a young black male, because there's nothing about in the curriculum about you, about your history.
Right.
If it is, it's all negative.
Right.
It's about Spot and Jane or some Sambos,
Right.
some Chicken George.
Yeah, Chicken George.
You don't want to learn that.
Uh-uh.
You're like, shit, I'd rather go outside and go to recess than learn this shit.
Right.
So yeah, man, it's just.
How I look at it, like you said, you gotta. Yes, they teach that in there, but you gotta know your awareness to seek out what people that share your same melon
Right.
did productively to come up, you know, whatever they may did, you know, what's his name, Carver or just
Woodson, Carter G. Woodson.
Dick Gregory.
Right.
I mean, I know he's a comedian, but he was also, you know,
He was a politician, really. He was really intelligent. Yeah, he was politically inclined. He was the first black man to run for president.
Right.
And
Yeah.
he won.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but they switched it up on him.
Right.
Yeah. So he has a lot of information. You know, I know that man. He knows a lot. You know, but you know, the society don't want us to know about people like that. They don't want us to listen to, you know, Dick Gregory, because he's gonna tell us the truth. And he's gonna give us names. He's gonna give us some facts. You know, and whether we accept them or not. You know, but it's real.
6 people in there. Come on, speak up, speak up, speak up. Okay, okay. We see we got one. Deborah, be easy, cats. Are you cutting out, or are you just saying be easy?
How do you know how many people in there?
It shows up at the top. Okay, showing 6 so far.
They just be listening. They can listen.
Yeah, they listen. I mean,
you know, that's cool.
I mean, every now and then. I mean, that's another thing.
Right.
If somebody wants to call in and you want to voice it versus, you know, trying to type what you're saying, we could do that too. And we could have you on the show. I'll just they put their number up, I hit their line.
Oh, okay.
We could do it like that too. Yep, put it on speaker. So this is like a true blue radio show. You could call in and we can converse, and everybody else will hear you conversing. You know, if that's something you want to do.
That's right. That's basically what it is, like a radio show.
Yeah, it's like a radio show. We on actual live.
Right, so we won't necessarily have to, I mean, from my perspective, necessarily have people, you know, I mean, it helps.
Yeah,
because it gives us more to feed on.
Yeah, and steers the, you know, the conversation, you know.
You know, but mainly I think, you know, it should be, you know, like, you know, you the moderator. You know, you have a certain topic.
Right.
You know, and we dialogue, you know, about that, you know what I'm saying? Whether people
I just look at it like this, you know, we driving right now, but you know, when they throw the comments in, that turns it into Tesla. It's automated, you know. And you start automating because they steering the conversation, you know, like instead of us steering it.
When you when you talk to Ken, you know what I'm saying, you throw a topic out, you know, Ken, he run with it.
Right.
He like a marathon runner when he get to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the way, you know.
And every now and then, like I said, you got to play devil's advocate. You got to speak for the people that think, well, what about this? You know, okay, you saying this, okay, this is why I think this, you know, because you said that. So it don't seem like it's just so one-sided, like, oh, we're just, you know, oh, high and mighty on this particular topic or something like that.
Yeah, so I don't know. So you got questions?
No questions yet. No questions. Come on. I guess this must not be y'all must not feel this is a fiery topic to you, or you're not really thinking about that one. But you know, you combat with it every now and then and again. You know, this OG blocking me from getting a job, or they ain't want to show me love in whatever particular aspects. You know, it happens. It's all different kind of situations that pertain to this. Just like Righteous was saying, like I said, y'all didn't hear it, because after the last one we did on gentrification, we went on a topic that, you know, it was good, but we wasn't live or recording or anything. You know, we speaking on how, you know, certain old cats or old women be in certain spots all the time you go, and they living like, you know, is back in their heyday and when they was youthful, and those days been past.
45, I think they 25.
Right.
You know.
So that's why a lot of youngsters may get jaded in certain things. Like, man, look at these old heads up in here, you know, thinking they know something when, you know, we the new up and coming generation.
Right.
You know. This is why I don't show them love. Look, he's an alkie, you know, he a thief over there, you know, he a perpetrator, you know.
They drug addicts.
Right, that too. I done sold him some wooty woo and all that.
Yeah, I don't did this with their moms.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, so it's a whole bunch of stuff to go with that, you know.
Right.
And they be like, look, you know, they clothes outdated.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Or they still trying to pop things like, you know, they got it going on when I really know the real deal about them. You know, they ain't got anything going on.
Right. So yeah, you know, so instead of knocking it, you know, knocking their hustle, we should be trying to dialogue with one another, and you know.
Yeah, so you get a better understanding about okay.
Right.
So you, like you said, so you don't knock them, you know, even though because you know everybody's not perfect.
No, everybody's on different levels.
Right, that too.
You know. I mean, we're all striving for some form of perfection, but we're just on different levels. We're going through different stages of development.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so. And that's what makes us all unique.
Mm-hmm.
We're all different.
We've been on 40 minutes and we done had 3 comments.
Right. Well, you know.
It be like that sometimes. You know,
cool.
You know, I done noticed this. When we speaking on something that's maybe more positive, uplifting,
it's important, really.
It kind of goes slow.
Right.
But if it's something that's drama filled, that's when it be skyrocketing because people want to hear, how they gonna come back off of that one?
Yeah.
What they gonna say to this? You know.
Mm-hmm. No, they don't want to hear nothing that's talk about us liberating, you know, ourselves and us coming together. That's basically what I'm trying to point I'm making.
Yeah, and I also, like I said, I'll continue to blame these folks, the not so much the people, but the people that control all of this, because these notifications are supposed to go out to all the subscribers, so they just shutting down. Like, I didn't even get a notification, so that means if they're not getting a notification, they can't come in and chime in to, you know, like, okay, they speaking on this. I want to, you know, maybe add somewhere. They know that these particular people, you know, will feed into, you know, whatever we may be talking about, but
yeah, I think we got a little bit of information out there.
Okay, Tiffany S, she put a thumbs up. Tiffany S, I mean, I know you gave the thumbs up with the emoji, but what's on your mind? Expand on the beyond the emoji thumbs up.
Right.
I mean.
Right.
Put something in there that we can you know, converse about. I mean, we've been conversing, but we want to hear your opinion. What's your opinion on this? The young versus the OGs. The young G's versus the OGs.
Right.
Especially coming from a female, you know. I'll give you some time to type. I know it's not a quick thing to type. Okay, she said there's room for all. Room for all to get along or get it or have it their way. I mean, I don't want to assume what you're saying is if it's not what you're saying. Is that what you're saying?
But my main purpose of, you know, speaking on this topic, you know, it's not so much for everybody, it's just, you know, for the young G's and the OGs, you know, trying to create some type of dialogue,
right,
you know, between them in particular. That's where, you know, I feel we should start. You know?
Yeah, she's kind of reverberating off the same thing you're saying. She said it's room for all, for old and young, different levels. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, so.
Basically play your position. A lot of people don't want to do that.
But that's what I'm saying, you know, that's why, even with the youngsters, I know the majority of them is probably, you know, not knowing. They don't know what's going on. They don't have a clue. They just out here blindly.
Mm-hmm.
It's obvious. You can look at the way they carry themselves.
Right.
So like I said, you know, the only reason half these cats will consider me uncle, old school, or OG is because of my persona and the way I present myself.
Right.
The way, you know, so it all goes with the territory.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and when you see the youngsters that don't look like they don't have any direction, you know, you see them walking down the street with their pants down in their ankles,
Mm-hmm.
you know, drawers showing.
Yeah, you see
know,
that all constantly.
You know, and they just look like they just crawled out the cotton fields of Mississippi. You know what I'm saying?
I don't take no little young brothers serious. I see like that ever.
They got a mop on their head, you know. So it's just like, come on. I mean, where's the civilization?
Now Tiffany said they'll learn.
You know.
Now you saying they'll learn from those particular ways we talking about?
I mean, how? But then my thing is,
she said appearance isn't truth.
Huh?
She said appearance isn't truth.
Well, it's like this. What knowledge is the key, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you could tell, you know, a civilized, you know, society or a civilized nation by the way, you know, they conduct themselves in that society, the way they deal or treat their women, the way they deal with their children. You know what I'm saying? So appearance, you know, my thing, appearance is everything. Because there's a saying that your first appearance is the best appearance, right?
True.
So the way you present yourself, you know, tells a lot about me, about you as an individual.
Okay.
If you come before me, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, or if you had a little baby, I'll use a baby for instance.
Right.
You see a little baby with a droopy diaper. He had, you know, he was smelly.
Right.
His pampers was drooping. His nose was running. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He had dirt around his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and didn't have no shirt on. You feel you catch my drift?
Right.
What would you think about the parents?
Right.
Okay, that just by the appearance of that child, they're not taking care of this child.
True.
That's what I'm saying. So appearance.
Okay, now I'm gonna break it down in my aspect. But she said, yeah, appearance isn't truth, and then she basically she said experience.
Yeah, that's
but if your appearance is not right, it really people disregard what your experience may be.
Right, but what I'm saying is because what she's saying, if she's saying experience, what's it experiencing?
Because first she said appearance isn't truth, and then she said experience, essentially like it's saying experience.
Well, appearance is real. You know what I'm saying? So what you see is true. You know what I'm saying? Because really you playing semantics now, where you playing with that word, truth. When you're saying that appearance is not true, that's false. See, because that's now you're just playing with words. You know, from my perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because what you see, if we look right in front of us and we say, that's a car.
Right. Right.
But that ain't true. It appears to be a car, right?
Right.
But that ain't true. See, now I'm playing with words.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what she's doing.
Okay.
And that's not true. Because if a car just drove by, it appeared to be, you feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Follow me. That appeared to be a car that just drove by. But that ain't true.
True.
That is true, because that was a car or a truck or a van or something that just went by. So what I'm saying is, from this perspective of us, how we present ourselves as a people is in the kids. If you see kids that's buck wild, running around, and ain't, you know, got no guidance, they appear like they don't have any guidance or instruction. If they climbing up the trees, or that's just like if you had some kids that live next door, right?
Right.
And they came outside. Every time you came outside, and they jumping on top of your car. And now the appearance gonna be like, they ain't got no damn
right.
It appears that they need some guidance. Somebody needs to be telling these kids, don't be coming out here jumping on other folks' things.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. This is how we are as a people in a society. We run around as if this was cool. You see what I'm saying? With our pants down there, and half your brothers is dirty, their drawers is dirty. Okay?
Right.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So when they look at us, like if they don't carry themselves like that, right?
Right.
What do you think they're saying? It appears to be like these brothers and sisters, they ain't got no sense. If we outside in the weather.
Okay, now she came back, she said, it's culture.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's basically what I'm trying to say. It's not so much whether it appears to be a certain way, but that's the problem with us as a people. We don't have culture.
Okay.
Okay, we don't have culture in this society. Okay,
And she's saying the rite of passage.
the rite of passage to what?
Because, this is, look, young dudes with dreads. Young dudes, they sag. Sag didn't start with Pac, but he sagged. But I'm just saying that to me that was more of it was on a world stage of being popular. Okay, Pac is sagging, Pac is good. I'm just saying how the media portrays
but
it.
The fact of the matter, I mean to cut you off, but the fact of the matter is, when it comes to sagging, it really started in prison.
Yeah. Okay, I know that. I'm just saying how they tended to the media aspect to put a spin on it. They're like, oh, it's all right.
No, but when we started doing it, that's why I said, we set the stage for it too. Like brothers, Eazy-E had made a statement. When he used to sag. On one of his songs, Easy does.
I wear my pants like this, baby, for easy access.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But he was referring to a woman.
Right.
And he wasn't referring to a woman. But
right.
That culture, that sagging culture, started in prison.
Mm-hmm.
They wore their pants to let the other inmates know, when you was all around all males, that they were available.
Right.
Okay, that's where they started. So brothers knew that. Maybe they wouldn't see that as such, But then when we sag, we didn't sag like brothers sag today.
Yeah, not today. Yeah.
We had a belt.
Right.
We always wore belts, and we just showed the top of our boxers.
Yeah.
That's when we
now
said,
they had towards
now
the
they
bottom.
Got the old asshole with doodle stains. Right. They got doodle stains in their drawers, man. So yeah.
Okay, she said culture. we should rites of passage. We should I guess be smart about the way we do things. I miss James' comment. He said, when you have a baby, the first thing you're supposed to think about, as long as the baby is healthy, and plus you ever heard the phrase, the man makes the clothes and the clothes don't make the man?
Yeah, I heard it, but we deal with fairy tales, right? Yeah, I heard it, but all that just them syllables and rhymes and riddles, man. That's let's deal with some reality. You know what I'm saying? The fact of the matter is,
I'll just look at it like this: if I'm wearing, I understand where you trying to say, James, but I look at it like this: what if I'm wearing a shirt that's a belly shirt and it's cut off, and I'm wearing some tight skinny jeans, and I got on some flats or some low rise shoes or something like that.
Lipstick and eyeliner.
Yeah, but I'm talking to you like a regular brother. But I got all this. You're gonna be taking it in like, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's not a man.
Yeah.
He's a bisexual or something.
Right.
He's a homosexual. That's what he's portraying himself to be.
Mm-hmm. Even if he's conveying the most realest truth, you're gonna be like, no, something's not right.
Something's wrong. You got your nails done. Or you got what?
Some polish, or something.
Yeah, not just so much polish. You got the acrylic nails.
Yeah, the acrylic nails all did. Yeah, did out.
You got your eyelashes, your lipsticks. You got your eyebrows arched.
Right. That arched and things like that.
So you like, come on. Yeah, he appears to be a man.
Mm-hmm.
But he's acting other than himself.
Right.
That's what we're gonna say.
Mm-hmm. So. But see, I think society wants to be like, okay, you can dress like this and still be considered this other person because you're conveying like you're regular, but your appearance is just, we don't put too much stock in appearance. That's what to me is saying. Don't pay attention to appearance. But most of the times I've been right about the appearance. This person don't got too much smarts. I can automatically see what's going on, brother. What do you mean what's going on? I'm just saying what's up, not what's up. Like I want to do something to you.
Well, this society deal with double standards, man.
True.
It's basically telling you what's right is, wrong, what's wrong is right. They allow men to act like women. And look at our women. The majority of the black women. Yeah, you go downtown, go to the 90s and all these little places, man.
Mm-hmm.
Our women is acting more masculine than we are.
Huh.
Yeah, they act more masculine than half of these dudes. These dudes is the one becoming feminized. Okay, from the ways of this society.
Now Tiffany came back and said we should have culture.
Yeah, we should have. But what
roles
happened?
roles have been lost,
Yeah,
but
right.
they giving more women prominent jobs than it is vice versa now.
Oh, you're right. You know, not only that, of course we should have culture
Yeah.
and the roles. We've been stripped of everything. You know, I mean, she's throwing these bits and pieces out there. But let me remind you of who. I mean, I don't know, who she is, but us as black folks in America, we have been robbed of our names.
Right.
Okay, robbed of our language. We lost our religion, our culture, our God, our folkways, our norms. You know what I'm saying? It was turned inside out, upside down. Made to think what was right is wrong, what's wrong is right. Made to think what was up is down, what's down is up.
Instead of segregation,
okay?
integration.
Right. So basically, what I'm saying is, 400 years ago, or 16, when they claimed the first slave ship, yeah, they stripped us of all this. When we were on the slave ships in the Middle Passages, we had culture, we had our original name, we had our original languages. Okay?
Now you said no, and that's because it's a lie. What's a lie? I'm trying to understand what you're saying, Tiffany. You got to kind of break it down, so when we converse, it's not
right
talking about the wrong thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Some of the rules. That's because it's a lie. Some of the rules. What rules? What rules? Like stealing.
Oh wow.
Okay, some of the rules like stealing. Oh, so you're saying the dress code? Okay, you're saying it marries. Well, people dress like this.
Us blacks, us stealing, or who? Like the youngsters? I don't know. See, she's
okay. Which direction? Which direction are you going with? Are you talking about because of how people dress? People think that they must be a thug and they must not be too smart, or are you saying black men or?
Yeah, right. Be a little bit more specific, because she seemed like
okay. She said it might appear cool, like stealing. Stealing, it might appear cool.
She sound like an adolescent.
I mean, okay, but it's wrong and a principle. Okay, Tiffany, I know you want to hurry up and get out what you're saying, but you could draft a paragraph, a little mini paragraph, so then we could read the whole thing and get the gist of what you're saying.
Yeah,
so
we can be a little bit more in depth of what you're trying to say, instead of you just putting
one little sentence or a little.
Maybe you should inquire more about her. You the narrator.
Yeah, I had to see.
Right? Yeah.
You still there, James? Because I want you to elaborate too on I think we kind of answered what you had said, but I don't know what your response is to that.
Teenager, what? 12?
Let me see.
Let's get hot.
That's why I didn't really want to say it, but yeah, I sort of figured that, because her sister, they're gonna be, she's gonna be like, yeah, these niggas need to get this shit together.
Okay, then we can come at that from a different aspect. Okay, now this is the aspect I'll come at it. Okay, if you're I say Caucasian. If you're Caucasian and you're dealing with someone that maybe sags their pants below their butt cheeks and wears dreads and acts a certain way, you may think that's how all black people are on one accord, which is that they're not.
Exactly. It's a certain segment of brothers in Chicago. I'm gonna say this.
Right.
They like the little what was that? It's a certain neighborhood they call Chirac, right?
Yeah.
The east side. I think it's the Lauderdale community, where all the killings and whatnot be taking place. The brothers dress a certain way. They dress a certain way. They wear their hair a certain way.
Right.
They wear dreads.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They had a little clique down there, the dread crew, crew or something like to that nature. You know, so that is a stereotype. So they lump all Chicago into that little, you know, area. Like this is what Chicago is. You know, Chirac and, you know, everybody's, you know, killing each other. No,
Right.
it's not like it's not true.
Okay, she put it together. She said, it appears cool to go against the rules, but some are there for a reason.
What
It steals
rules?
culture away from us.
What rules and whose rules are you talking about? That's what I want to know. Because in this society, we got two sets of rules. Right. One's called Republican, the other one's called Democrat. Okay, as far as laws is concerned. Okay. So whose rules are you talking about?
Okay, she said, that's what we all want to know.
That's what we all want to know.
Now, Tiffany, I mean, Righteous is speaking right to you. Oh, okay, she said, boundaries and rules. And then she said, laugh out loud. Boundaries and rules. So, Tiffany, tell me this. You're saying it's okay? You're saying it's just culture and it's just them being the youth, you know, wearing their pants under their butt cheeks? Or, I mean, I'm trying to understand where you're coming from. You saying it's art?
Where is she from?
Where are you from, Tiffany?
Right, I'm curious.
What part of the country are you from? Or are you from a different country?
What nationality are you?
Yeah, what nationality too? That too. What creed do you represent? Actually. I say, usually my normals, they ain't even up in here. I mean, it was one that popped in here, but that let me know they didn't get the notifications because the usuals is always up in here. Yeah, the people that usually normally be up in here. We went in a whole nother different kind of direction with this one. I mean, it's somewhat still pertaining, but we drifting on the outskirts of it.
Yeah, and she's sort of spent us.
I'll just say it like this: we've been on 62 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. When you use semantics, that's, you know, when she started playing with words, that's when she spent us.
Yeah. Hey, y'all. I'll say it like this: catch us on the replay. You'll hear this live and go up on the replay. Hopefully, we'll get the usual crew when we come back on another one. Wait a minute. She said, expression of your person is important because you're old. Do you have to wear certain things?
No, but you ain't gotta look like a fool either. Right. I mean, we ain't gotta look like clowns or buffoons.
Right.
So whoever she is or whoever you are, that may be acceptable to you. You know what I'm saying? But I must remind
She
you
said, right.
that we are a great people. We're not slaves. Okay? Now, if you study how we our ancestors dressed on them cotton field when they had us in subject servitude, you know, worked us from our ancestors and forefathers and foremothers from can't see in the morning to can't see at night with the little tatterags we had on, rips and holy jeans and ripped shirts and all this, you know, how we had to dress because that's all we had.
Yeah.
And that was in 1818. Okay.
She said, right, we are blessed.
Right. And but now you look at 2018, we're dressing like we did 100 years ago when we were in servitude slavery. I'm talking about the black man and the American so-called Negroes. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, we wasn't too blessed when they had us, you know, in under Jim Crow.
Right.
You know, segregation.
When it was actually a crime to try to advance your mind. Now, information is readily available, and People don't want to reach out to it like they
so
should.
that's where I'm coming from.
Mm-hmm.
So brothers who run around like this, who thinking it's a style and it's cool,
Mm-hmm.
really, so those that's conscious that know better, should reach out to them. I'm talking about the OGs,
Right.
Let them know, brother, you following a trend of a slave system,
Mm-hmm.
the prison system,
Systematic.
you know what I'm saying? The field system,
Mm-hmm.
the field when we're in the substitute, slavery. This is how we dress.
Right.
Yeah, I had to call my daughter on it, man. She had these ripped up jeans. I'm like, hold on. Please
But let's clarify this, because some youngsters that might think this. Well, you sound like you coming from the house nigga shit instead of the field nigga type ideology. I'm just saying it like that.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Right.
Well, basically it's like this. You had two types of Negroes. Yeah, you had the house Negroes, the ones who were close to the master, wore their hand-me-downs, dressed better, ate better, slept in the attic, all that. Okay? So they knew that those out in the field, if they knew better, they would do better. Okay?
Yeah.
That's what they knew that also. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Those in the field was like, well, we ain't trying to hear what master's saying or the house Negroes are saying. So we're going to try to escape or run away or do something, you know what I'm saying?
Now she said right now, she also said, we are on American soil. You should dress on what makes you happy.
Yeah. Well, that's that go along to get along mentality. I must say, so it sounds good.
Yeah.
It might be easy to say, when it coming, from the other side.
It's true.
So
right.
That's
easy. Not living
that's
what
easy,
what the one particular creed is living.
Yeah, you're not seeing it from our perspective. You're looking at it from
like it's an idea.
Yeah, you're looking at it from your perspective.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And your perspective is not our perspective.
Made me think of what's dude that died in that was getting whooped by the police. He said, "Can we all just get along?"
Rodney
that type
King.
of yeah. I mean, that's a blanket statement. Yeah, we should, but are we? We're not. We got a dialogue to see what's really going on. Why we're not getting along.
But it took them to put him before the people that after they whooped him and beat him, knocked his eye out the socket and all that. And
Right.
He still had the heart to say, "Can't we all just get along?" But this just didn't happen to him. It's been happening to our people.
Right.
So it just reached the point. He's just somebody that sparked it.
Yeah, that got caught on film.
Yeah, and it just sparked it. When they got off, when they let them road cops off, then the people had to show. Like, no, this ain't just no Rodney King thing.
Right.
This is
that woke up the spirits of people that done been through this. Like, man, I'm
exactly.
sick of going through this kind of stuff.
Thing. This ain't just no Rodney King thing. So it's really the perception that you're looking at. We're all looking at it from a whole different perspective.
Right.
So, but as far as back to the topic, the OGs and young Gs are concerned. You know what I'm saying? The perspective I'm looking at that from is that the older Gs, I'm challenging the older Gs to go out and try to reach the younger Gs.
Right.
Because the older Gs know they experienced some things. They know some different things. They know some things that the young Gs don't know. You know what I'm saying? About history, about politics, okay? About religion, about culture, okay? They should teach one. They got a duty to give back. Don't sit on the sidelines. Don't go running in the house. You don't got yours. Now you telling them to get theirs.
But the thing is, some people say this. Some OGs think they're teaching by giving that false information.
Yeah, but it's up to the youth to decipher that, though. It's up to the, just like I said, when I ran across small, elder or whatever, I had to analyze. I didn't just take what he was saying on face value. I watched him. You know what I'm saying? And I took in what was good for me and discarded what wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So all of us got different ways of teaching.
Okay.
All of us is on different levels, but
that's true.
They have a duty to give back. I'm just saying, if you don't made it out the game and you ain't out here like that no more and you comfortable, you got a duty to reach back to these youngsters. That's the point I'm making. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what you teach something, whether you Muslim, Christian, Hebrew Israelite or whatever the hell you call it,
Buddhist, whatever.
Right. Teach something to these youngsters.
Right.
Culture, like I agree with her on that. We need to learn some type of culture, some type of, you know, spirituality, some moral upliftment. You know,
Yeah.
You know, some insight for living. You know, so we don't have to be the laughing stock, you know, of this nation or the culprits. Like when they
the globe, not so much the nation.
Or when you look at news, all you see is us. That's, you know, the gangsters, the killers, and the dope dealers.
Right.
And when really we're just on the bottom of the totem pole.
Right. They want to make the lowest to be the biggest threat.
So that's where I'm coming from on that.
Hopefully we answered your what you were inquiring about, Tiffany. Let me see. She said small and simple acts of kindness each day.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you keep doing your part, you know. Each one teach one.
That's true. I don't want to mislead anyone, though.
Right.
That's why we always say, hey, if you don't believe me, seek out what I'm speaking about. Seek it out. You know, see for yourself. I ain't the one that, you know, says, okay, this means this. Seek it out for yourself. In everyday life, you can see it.
Right.
Matter of fact, I have you play that game, and you can go to a mall or somewhere or wherever a square where there's a lot of people. You know, people that is not sagging versus the people that is sagging, and see how their mannerism is. If you see things that's different, you know, if you're not of the same creed, you'll be able to peep, you know, the inconsistencies or the differences. You know, some may be the same, some may not be the same.
Right.
You know, you can't just run with one. Okay, that he's all for whatever. And I understand what they're trying to say. Well, if they're sagging, that don't mean they're of poor character or quality. I understand that, but what's associated with that, you know, basically wearing a uniform, like Dave Chappelle said, you know, you got your titties hanging out and all this, and then you get, hey, I'm not a hoe. Why are you talking to me like that? Well, baby, your titties was hanging out and your ass cheeks was hanging out, so I thought you was with the shit. You know, just like if I got a cop uniform on, you're gonna assume I'm a cop. But, you know.
Yeah, so basically we associate, you know, sagging and whatnot with thugging.
Right.
You know, I mean, Tupac sagged, Easy, like we were saying. You know, the older G's, you know, sagged in their time. Lil Wayne sagged. All these rappers nowadays just
right.
It is a fad. It's a style. You know, so the brothers, the youngsters on the street, they emulate that.
Right.
That's the young G's.
And they marry that. Well, we see the images. They're getting money. You know, they're tatted all down on their faces and everything. Right.
So this is the image the young G's is given to them. But now, what example are the OGs going to set for them? That's my question. See, that's the young G's versus the OGs. Now, the OGs going to come out and give that same example as the young G's is giving them? You know, like I said, I'm qualified to speak for the young G's.
Right.
Because I come from that. No, so now me moving into OG status, I'm saying, no, that's not the image we should be giving them. We should be changing that image. We should teach them to pull their pants up, clean themselves, groom themselves. You know what I'm saying? Become moral, you know, and upright type of beings. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, clean yourself up.
Right.
You know?
Now, she said communication is important and fear has to go. It's not good enough to give them. You're saying communication is not good enough to give them? I mean, I don't.
Whoever.
Everything starts with communication.
Who was that, Lisa?
No, this is that Tiffany still.
Oh.
No, that ain't Lisa. Lisa don't be talking
Did
like
she
that.
never tell you where she was from?
Yeah, where are you from, Tiffany? I know you throwing up things. Well, I asked you where you from. Are you Caucasian? Are you Asian? Or what's your ethnicity?
Yeah, what's your nationality? You know, because it seems like you're giving us a whole lot of advice.
This will be able to decipher which way you're coming from better.
I don't think your advice is really solving our problems. 30 to 40 million, you know, black people in this country. You know, so you need to come a little bit more correct than that.
Okay, you said just like you, just like me. What are you saying? You black? Are you white? What are you?
She ain't just like me. Right.
Oh, you're a human.
Well, I'm
Okay.
not. We're not humans.
We're not human.
So that's why. That's your
Yep.
perspective.
Yep.
Okay. So she need to be on another channel. Yeah, but we're not. Yeah, you can't. I'm gonna say this respectfully. You don't speak for us.
Okay. Yeah, she said I'm not made of straw.
Yeah, you're not. You don't speak for us. So
Right.
we appreciate your comments and all
Yeah,
that.
input, but
But yeah, you're not qualified to speak for us. So thank you for your insight, and hope you keep loving the world.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, that is
As
a
far
good
as this,
thing.
this black issue,
Right.
we got this.
Mm-hmm.
We gonna deal with this. Our
Right.
people, our youngsters, the OGs. We gonna get it together. That's my perspective on that. But we don't need Susie and Tiffany and Heather and Jennifer. And if that's the problem, right there,
Okay.
interfering with our.
She
affairs.
said I didn't say I could speak for a man.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying that.
No.
That you did say you could speak. I'm just basically informing you. You're not qualified to really give us that advice. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
So, but this is the problem. When we try to correct our problems amongst ourselves, then here comes Heather, here comes Jennifer, here comes Cindy and Lucy and Tiffany
Mm-hmm.
to jump in the mix, with they 2 cents.
Yeah.
We don't need that right now.
Yeah.
We got enough problem with corner store Becky and apartment building Susie.
Right.
And all these white women calling the police on us.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Right.
of our presence.
Right.
Okay, so I mean, I really wanted to
But
go
but
there,
but let's we going in some uncharted area. But I like this
but
chart.
this is real though.
What do you think about? Okay, I done been with a black man. I feel I'm qualified to speak on this because I've been with a black man before. I'm saying,
Yeah. Well, that's not that doesn't qualify you. See, because we was on the plantation. I'm giving you a little history. When we was on the plantation, that is what always been the white woman's dream. It's to have a black man, have one of them mandingos. Okay, that's always been. That's nothing new. So that be with a black man is just like having a pet dog with a white woman. Okay, yeah, that's your pet. Okay, it's because you know that you're privileged because you're white, and that makes you quote unquote superior. It makes him inferior.
she's saying no.
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, I know you're gonna disagree.
Right.
You're supposed to disagree. I wouldn't expect nothing else.
You have all these stereotypes.
Yeah, of course I do. You know why? You're right. I do have stereotypes because I know your history. Yeah, I know your history. That's why I'm throwing this out there. It's not a stereotype. It's a fact. This is historical facts. You see what I'm saying? Our communities, have been destroyed because of Susie and Heather. Yeah, if you study Black Wall Street, why did they bomb Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1921? It's because of a white woman. Okay, why did they kill Brother Emmett Till down in Mississippi?
Now she's saying let's build up.
Okay, yeah, no, because of a white woman.
Right.
Okay,
That's still free today.
why did they lock O.J. Simpson up? What would they accuse him of? Murdering a white woman. Come on now, I can
Bill Cosby.
come
Locked
on.
down.
Yeah, man, it don't stop. Come on, Susie. I mean, Tiffany. Yeah, we ain't got time for it.
She said dividing a house.
We've been divided, man. This ain't nothing new. I'm not saying nothing new. America's been divided.
Right.
The moment they brought the Africans over here on them slave ships, they divided us up.
Right.
We've been divided ever since.
Mm-hmm.
White people never wanted to get along or live amongst black people. You know, only reason we're amongst or integrated into the society because we forced them to integrate us into the society.
Right.
Not because they want it to be. And the society's still separate. It's still divided, separate and unequal. White and black, rich and poor. You know what I'm saying? Separate and unequal.
Okay, now James came in and he said that's why black people work for the white man now and will take any pay rate they give them because of Black Wall Street. We are afraid to unite.
Yeah, and afraid to rebuild our communities. You know what I'm saying? But my point is, yeah, and you're right. But the point that I'm making, that was all destroyed because of what? A white woman alleged that this brother rubbed against her in an elevator. Okay? They destroyed that because of a white woman. That's my point.
Okay.
Rosewood. Remember
Yeah.
okay? Yeah, what
Down
was
in
that
Florida.
about? Yeah. A white woman claimed a black man raped her, and they did what? They was already jealous of the black folks on the other side of town because they was having stuff better than them,
Right.
and they went and destroyed their whole community because of a white woman.
And then she said, guess that's okay with you, but I can put that to the side so we can unite.
Yeah, I know that sounds good. Yeah, right. It really do, you know. You know, I want to get to Alice in Wonderland too. You know what I'm saying? I want to get to, you know, Disneyland someday and all that. But right now we dealing with the real world. Okay, so, you know, we ain't got no time to unite with everybody else. When we need to unite amongst ourselves first.
Right.
That's, you know, the position I'm coming from.
Right.
Now, ain't no offense against you, but, you know, but yeah, we need to learn to hold our women hands before we go around holding some white person's hand. Yeah, see, that's where I disagree with King. You know what I'm saying? He was teaching us to love everybody else, you know what I'm saying, before we loved ourselves. Okay? We got to love ourselves before we love somebody else.
Right.
You know, so that's my position on that.
Man.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I mean, at first I didn't know, but it brought out, you know, some topics that needed to be touched on.
Opposition is good. I mean,
That's true.
You know, I mentioned that. That's perfect. You know, we needed that. You know, to spice up. You know, what I'm saying?
Right.
We're still dealing with the same topic.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Just with, you know, a different element. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's another reason why a lot of the brothers aren't as strong as we are, is because we don't gone to the other side. We don't deal with our women.
Right.
Because we're too weak. We've been made too weak.
Okay.
You know, once we get on to Heather and Tiffany and Jennifer.
I'll say it like this. I'm quite sure because it must not be no sisters on here. If it was some sisters on here,
Oh yeah, it'll be
this conversation be
it'll be at the rooftop,
right.
skyrocketing. But that's what I'm saying. So it had to be, you know, she had to bring that opposition because she's from the other side.
Right.
So I get it. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's what making us docile, making us what's the word?
I just look like there's a lot of, you know, I mean, you got brothers on either side. People do this, but I see this is where the problem is. This is my queen, you know, and you talking about, you know, Caucasian woman and stuff like that.
But I'm saying that's what they're making us weak. They're making us passive. See, just like her language, becoming passive.
Right.
Accept everything, anything that goes on, even if they just straight up robbing us and stripping us of everything, right under our nose. That's what they use to pacify us.
Yeah.
That right there.
Like, oh, we're all.
Yeah, it's you know, not knowing.
I'm human and that kind of stuff.
They owe us. Yeah, Tiffany, your people owe us. You know, 40 acres in the mule. They promised us. What happened to that?
Yeah, shoot. Even some of the Indians got reparations.
Of course, everybody got reparations.
Right.
This European done did wrong too, except us. Yeah, the natives, the Japanese, the Chinese,
right.
You know, when they, you know,
built the railroad. Yeah.
You know, I mean, the Mexicans got their country.
Right.
You know the Jews.
Yeah.
Okay, come on now. And we've been over here for over 400 years, and we still at the bottom of society. You know, politically, socially, economically. No,
Okay, she said, my people, you're my people right now.
we're not your people. No, sorry. I mean, I just gotta keep it 100. You still ain't told us where you was from, has she?
Right.
You still ain't. I mean, you say you human, but I already told you I'm not human.
And then she said, with that bright light. What are you talking about? With the bright light. I'm not understanding that one.
That's just she just being white. That's the bright light is being white.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But we're not the same people. Sorry to disappoint you, but you're from a whole nother race.
Matter of fact, you
And I
spoke
think
on
it's-
what you said, the Caucasus Mountains.
Yeah, you know, you're from the whole nother race of people.
Huh.
You're right, the human race. We're not humane.
Huh.
They got a society called what? The Humane Society? Ain't that for animals?
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
could get on that topic, but that's another topic for another time. Yeah, exactly. That's why I said we're not human.
Yeah.
I heard about the Humane Society. There's a bunch of dogs and cats and stuff in there.
Mm.
Yeah, they are human. You're right.
Mm.
A race of dogs. Okay, so sorry to disappoint you, but we're not from the same race, dear. Right, for real. She might be an agent.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's
Mm. Yeah. You got anything else to add, James? I mean, you brought up a brilliant aspect about the Black Wall Street. Brothers not wanting to unite after you think about way back then, like, oh, we better not unite because this is what happens once you unite.
That's what they did during slavery. They used to take the runaway slave and put him in front of all the other slaves and whip him, or whatever, cut off his foot,
pull them apart with horses and all
let
that.
them see this
Right.
is what's gonna happen to you if y'all rebel and go against the system of things.
Mm-hmm.
You have to put fear in them,
Right.
To not rebel.
Yeah, especially in the mothers. That's why I want to say Paul Mooney spoke on that. They put so much fear in the mothers. That's why black women try to do whatever they can.
Just say the black male child.
Yeah.
They protected the male child because they didn't want him to be, beaten or lynched by the white slave master.
Now she came back, I guess, agreeing, talking about torture. Yeah, that's what he was speaking on. Huh. Wow. Yeah, 87 minutes in, and this has been an eventful one. I know the people that didn't get to chime in on this one. I'm like, man, I missed out on a intriguing live that every live that we do is different. And this definitely qualifies for different lives. I mean, we didn't end on the topic of young G's versus OGs, but it's still a viable topic that I guess we're gonna end this live stream on. Hopefully everybody that's catching this replay when we do another one, you'll be able to chime in and come in on it. Okay, she said woman and man.
Yeah, well, despite the the interference, it's just like we just gotta stick to the topic at hand.
That's true.
Yeah, we got a responsibility to our youngsters.
Yeah.
And that's how we get distracted. That's how easily we get distracted.
Yeah.
I'm saying, just like that. But that don't distract me because I don't get no thrills from too many white girls, man, to be honest, so it's just like, I need me a black goddess sister, because I know I can't resist it. I don't need no streaky head, blonde hair, blue-eyed, buttermilk complexion, iron board backside, straight up, straight down, no frills, no thrills. That's 6 o'clock, because I know I'm subject to have the itch. Butanoid, caucasoid, white cave bitch. So,
hey, you heard King Righteous. He ain't pulling no punches. but he's steadily delivering truth. Catch us again for another live on Too Cool to Count. We up out of here.